What is up, guys? KFC back here with another video to talk about probably the thing that we talk about most in our group meet chats, and that is cleanup and how efficient we can be when improving on others' plans. And I have a pretty good example from a war that TGF Rising was just in. So let's go ahead and grab that war. It was against, I don't even know, Peace Out clan, some Saudi Arabian clan, I believe. And pretty good war overall from TGF Rising, 24 3 stars to 21. So it was a pretty competitive war. That being said, the bases on the other side, they were not very good. But if we look at the enemy defenses here, they were Town Hall 9 down to about base 15. And as you can see, kind of those bottom 6 Town Hall 9s all get cleaned up with a first hit. So 2 by me, 1 by Alexander, 1 by Curbs, 1 by Dwyer, 1 by Unstable. So 6 attacks take out 6 bases, but then you see kind of the issue that we ran into with bases 8 and 9, each taking 4 hits. And so for this video, I'm going to focus on base 9. We're going to watch all 4 attacks and kind of talk through maybe what happened in those middle 2 attacks that could have been a little bit better. Because ultimately, once you have perfect information, it all comes down to planning and knowing what to do on certain bases. So let's go ahead and look at the base first, and then we'll start working our way through the attacks. So base 9 is the base that we're going to look at and kind of scout. So as you can see, not a very good base just in terms of positions for Teslas and bomb sets. So just kind of looking at it, there's obviously some sort of action in the core. There is a spot for a double right here. That said, it's not surrounded in any way where you need to worry about hogs pathing into it. In terms of like a bunch of hogs pathing over like a short side of it. It could easily be fixed by kind of just making sure that there's a heal in that location. There's also a spot right here as well, but that is also near the queen, so you have to assume that we would remove that pathing along the way. And then there's a spot here for either a single or a Tesla, and then there's also a spot here for a single or a Tesla. So ultimately, it looks like there's going to be some spots on this base where there's bombs, maybe even on the outside, so somewhere like up here. With this kind of this wall segment here kind of giving away that there might be a Tesla or a single bomb there. So if I was scouting this base, I would kind of instantly assume that what I was going to be doing was taking a cut out of the base. And when I say taking a cut out of the base, what I mean to say is that your shattered portion might be responsible for this cannon, this archer tower, this mortar, this wizard tower, this air defense, this expo. Because what that'll allow you to do is kind of snowball your hogs. So you could start hogs here and here and here, and they would kind of work their way kind of in a nice clockwise direction around the base, and you just have to heal as you go. So let's go ahead and watch the first attack on the base. The attacker that goes first kind of gets the most leeway because he doesn't know what's in the CC, doesn't know where the traps are. I believe it was Alexander that hit the base first. Yeah, so Alexander hits the base first. So the first thing you can also see is that it was hit almost 10 hours into war. That's a pretty long time into war to be hitting a base for the first time, just in terms of planning and getting used to hitting. So a couple of things that I see right off the top. Level 3 poison spell from Alexander. Always take max CC spells. Rising might not have a lot of guys that have poison 3 yet, but always just wait for the max poison spell. You never know when you just might want it. So let's see kind of what Alexander does here. He's going to grab the CC pull over on these 2 cannons, drops 4 hogs, and takes out 1 cannon pretty easily. And then the CC troops come out. It's a dragon and 2 loons. And what I want you guys to notice here is right here. All right, so 4 hogs got 1 cannon and then reduce the other ones to 1% health. So what that can tell you in future cleanup attacks is you now know the value that you can assign to the second cannon. The value that you can assign to the second cannon is 1 additional hog. So instead of doing 4 hogs, you can do 5 hogs and you can get 2 cannons and a CC pull, which is tremendous value. And we'll watch that kind of not play out in future attacks. So then Alex is going to send double poison, get the CC troops. I'll kind of speed that up a little bit. takes those out, and then he's going to start his shattered portion over here on this cannon in this archer tower. And what I want you guys to notice here as well is that this wizard goes down on a barrack, and it's going to get immediately picked off because that archer tower here is no longer targeting that golem. So that's just kind of a slip up in planning. That means that it just wasn't thought of kind of in the planning process, and he loses that wizard. And then good funnel on the other side with the minion and another wizard. Problem being is that another wizard, I believe, goes down kind of on that barrack again. I think Alex really wanted that barracks to go down, and there it is. That wizard right there once again gets targeted by that archer tower because it's not in protection. So that's 8 troop space that kind of got wasted on a first attack. But that being said, shattered portion going in, taking out a decent cut of the base. Bomb goes off right there, so that's fantastic. Queen looks like it's walking a little bit, but ultimately is going to kind of reroute back in. So everything at this point is going pretty smooth. Tesla's popping there in the core. Enemy queen goes down, so now it should be hog time. Right now, we should kind of get our hogs going. We have some tanking going on, especially like here in the core with this Tesla. Those archer towers are distracted, Expo is distracted, so no reason for hogs not to kind of be down right now, and we definitely have a little bit of a pause, so about those extra 5 seconds kind of hurt Alex on this attack, and he's going to kind of come in from 12 o'clock, kind of sprinkling in hogs here. Single bomb goes off, didn't notice it, no heal, so loses probably 5 or 6 hogs. First heal goes down with 15 hogs in the bag, but what you're noticing now is that all that tanking that was kind of there originally is no longer there. So that Tesla and Expo kind of doing work. Hogs coming down here, going into the core. There's the Tesla and the Expo that redirect to those hogs. Hogs coming around the outside. That heal spell is no longer affecting his hogs. So right now there's hogs being targeted, not in a heal. Second heal goes down. More hogs down here, but they're being targeted by multiple pieces of point defense. That heal misses his hogs. So ultimately, what ends up happening is that there's just not a nice, clean kind of clockwise direction that his hogs go. And ultimately, he runs out of heals, he runs out of hogs, and he leaves kind of these bottom defenses down. So that was the first attack. But like I said, didn't know where all the bombs were going to be. That single kind of tripped him up there, lost 4 or 5 hogs, didn't get a nice smooth direction in his hogs, so ultimately just doesn't quite get there. But let's watch some of the next attacks and see what they could have done better. So the next attack I believe was by Relic. Let me find his attack here real quick. So this is the attack that once you know all that information, 3 of the bombs were exposed. The only bomb that wasn't exposed is one that we can make an assumption that we know where it is. So we know that there is a single here that we're going to get on entry. We know there's a single there. We know there's a single in the core, and we can assume that there's a single here. We didn't get it last time. So a couple of things that I notice on this attack. There's 3 balloons being taken, which I don't mind. I assume that the balloons would kind of go up here. And that the CC pull would kind of be the same as the first attack. Poison 4, which is fantastic. A little bit lower heroes, but with the knowledge of where everything is, should go pretty smoothly. So let's watch this. And instead of the normal CC pull being 5 hogs to get 2 cannons, Relic tries to use 2 balloons. He gets 1 cannon, doesn't even touch the other one, and then also now at this point has not pulled the loons yet. So right now, if we compare between the 2 attacks, what was received. In the first attack, there was 4 hogs that got 1 cannon and reduced 1 cannon's life to 1%. And in this attack, 2 loons have gotten a partial pull and gotten only 1 cannon and barely touched the other cannon. So far, just in terms of resources spent to receive the pull and take down defenses, the first attack was better. And the second attack always needs to be the one that's better and or improves. So now you see, needs to get those extra loons out of there, sends a hog, doesn't quite get it, poisons the dragon, so 2 loons still in there, cannot start this attack without taking out the 2 loons, needs to send a hog in maybe here to get the loons to come out, unfortunately decides to start without even getting the full pull, so now you kind of see like where this attack is going down. Good funnel with his wizards, none of them get picked off, jump spell goes down in roughly the same spot. Everything goes in, those 2 loons come out, but here's the problem. The Archer Queen's all the way over here, and the only thing that is there is the golems and his king, and they are just going to get absolutely shit on by those 2 balloons. Just absolutely doing work, and so this attack really is over before it even starts. So then now you see here some more information, right? The extra bomb that I actually predicted was going to be right here is actually down here, and that's kind of something that, instead of starting where he knew there was going to be a bomb there, started down at the bottom. He does try and grab the cannon with his leftover balloon and a seeking air mine pops, so that should be kind of something that the third attacker on this base now considers, that cannon is not a free pickoff. And ultimately, those balloons being up is just going to kind of derail this attempt. Hogs going in. They seem to have a little bit of a better pathing than the first attack, but ultimately with the loons, we'll never truly know. Third heal spell goes down, but kind of a wasted effort. So good try to Relic. But the things that I really want to highlight from that attack, the CC pull, we knew from the first attack that 4 hogs got it, and we knew that 5 hogs would have gotten both defenses in the CC pull, so don't try and get fancy with it. Alright, so let's watch the third attack on this base, which came from Unstable. Had kind of crashed and has decided that 12 minutes is the most that it will give me. So we're going to watch the third and fourth attacks on this base, and we're going to kind of wrap this video up. So we're going to watch Unstable, third attack on this base, trying to clean it up. And so another common theme that we saw from this attack was the CC pull and how different it was for so many people, despite the fact that we knew what the magic formula was after the first attack. So Unstable, once again, going to try and change the way that he grabs the pull. Throws a giant in there to grab the pull. Unfortunately, Springtrap pops, only gets the loon to pop out of the CC. So he's now kind of in full-on panic mode trying to get it out. Second giant goes in, drops just a hair to the right, just out of the range. So still not getting the pull. Then he's going to try and drop a hog, which gets blocked by the Tesla. And he's going to drop another hog that will not quite get the CC pull. And then finally the 5th hog goes in there and grabs it. So now think about the value that he's gotten for the CC pull now. 1 giant, 4 hogs. Just overall, just not tremendous value. So once again, an uphill battle before the attack even starts. Drops his poison, just misses the dragon. Always, as a rule of thumb, I'm going to use this troop as the example. You don't want to drop the poison at the top end of the troop. You want to try and drop the poison kind of where the shadow is, so you get a nice everything in the circle. Unfortunately, you can't see the shadows over here, but kind of Clan Castle would have been a great place to just drop it. It looks like Unstable poisoned kind of the bottom of the air defense and just misses the dragon. He is going to show a pretty heads-up play here to move the dragon into the poison spell. He's going to drop a minion kind of up here so the dragon kind of walks up. And so the minion does get picked off, but the dragon is now in the poison spell, and he is actually going to get that dragon with the second poison spell. Waits nice and patient. And that dragon does go down. So now he's got the 1 loon that's going to come over. Ultimately, not the end of the world. Same entry that we've seen on the other 2 attacks. Queen dropped a little bit lower to the right. King dropped a little lower to the right, which is good because now that their troops will kind of redirect over there a little bit quicker. Unstable going in here, grabs the queen, no problem, and now we see the hogs come in. So now Unstable knows that there is a bomb there, so he's gone a little bit heavier on the wizard towers. You see there's like 6 hogs in the wizard tower and 2 hogs on the archer tower. And how's that going to work out for him? He is going to pre-heal the location because there are going to be some hogs that hit it. So he's going around in a circle. Everything's going well so far. Reinforcing on the right. He's got his Barbarian King doing some tanking. His Queen, unfortunately, is going to go down after she uses her ability, so she gets a decent value here. So the attack, not bad. This heal spell definitely could have been placed better. As you can see, really that heal spell is only going to grab those 5 or 6 hogs as they kind of go, and I think even some of them are going to go to the mortar. So I think if you're looking for the reasons why this attack did not quite get there, that heal spell is a great example. Because as you can see, the base is almost wrecked to this point. Up here, we know that the final heal spell needs to go because there's a bomb right there. So the final heal spell kind of needs to be on the front end of this arch tower, the front end of that cannon, and to cover that bomb. and so basically he needs these hogs to get through 2 Teslas, an Archer Tower, and an Expo, but unfortunately all these hogs are outside of a heal spell. Skeleton Trap pops, and as you see, that's going to just kind of thin out his hogs. That basically that entire heal spell was missed. Those hogs kind of jump into it for a second, but then they jump right back out of it. Final heal spell goes down, but just too early because we know that there's a single bomb up there. But just felt like he had to do it, and what's going to happen, he's going to come out, he's going to get spring trapped, and then he's going to run into that single bomb, and that is going to cause problems. There's a Tesla down here that wasn't quite received, and those hogs are going to kind of get picked off one by one. So I believe he does get all the defenses down, but ultimately now it just becomes the art of cleanup, and all he has left is one wizard, and these skeletons are going to come out and bitch smack that wizard. So unfortunately, didn't quite get there. It was a little bit of a better attack than Relics, despite the fact that the CC pool didn't go according to plan, but all the defenses went down. So let's see the way that Burnsy ultimately takes the base down. So Burnsy taking 2 loons. Now I believe Burnsy uses the 2 loons up here at this cannon, which he knows that he needs because of the Seeking Air Mine. So that was a good scout. Let's see how Burnsy grabs the CC pull and how that was a little bit different. Drops 5 hogs to grab this cannon here. Actually, I think he dropped 4 hogs, and he is going to get both cannons. So we knew that 4 kind of dropped on the same cannon was not quite the answer, and so Burnsy dropped 3 on one and 1 on the other, and that kind of got that extra 1% down. So that's fantastic. So really good CC pull. Does have a level 3 poison. We've been over it. So 3 of the 4 attackers brought a non-max poison to war. Don't do it. You never know if you're gonna need that extra second. So double poison though goes down. The attack's already going really smooth so far. He is going to shatter in from the same entry that we've seen so far. 2 loons go down there in that cannon. The Seeking Air Mine is going to pop, boom, take out 1 balloon, but he gets the cannon down with the 2 balloon drops. Coming in from the right, Wizard did not get picked off, kind of like in Alexander's first attack. Creates a nice funnel. Jump spell goes down. Everything starts going in. Pretty much looks exactly like Unstable's attack, and then when his hogs come in, he's actually going to go kind of clockwise because he's removed pathing to that single bomb, and notice his first heal goes down. Could have been a little bit better place, right? Like all these collectors up here don't need to be healed for any reason, so you can kind of move the butt end of this heal to the butt end of this Tesla, and so he could have easily covered the Tesla, the Air Sweeper, the Expo, and the Archer Tower with that heal, but ultimately, slow this down a little bit. Hogs coming in, second heal is going to go down right around here, maybe. There it is. So that heal, once again, the defense was already kind of going down, so again, the butt end of that heal could have been at the butt end, or the front end of this Tesla, just based on where the hogs were. But it's a little bit harder to plan if you kind of have an attack that goes like this. You're not sure exactly when you're going to need it, so ultimately it's one of those dropped it good enough, but still has a heal in the bag, and as you can see, bringing in hogs now from the other side, kind of sandwiching his hogs in, drops that final heal in a good spot. I won't critique that spot. So the hogs come in, they finish the job. He has 15 hogs left over, and that's the way that it should be. And so, not to call out Relic and or Unstable. You just got to have the right plan to come in at a base. You got to know what worked in the first attack and what needs fixing. And Burnsy goes ahead and grabs the 3-star for TGF Rising. And so that base finally goes down. That's kind of the end of this video. Like I said, just wanted to show you guys kind of a little bit of our cleanup. We do place a ton of emphasis on cleanup in our clan. So hopefully that video kind of illustrated kind of what went right, what went wrong, and what could have been done to fix those problems. So thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys later.